summer, we have our Fridays off, and so Fridays are typically my day to run errands. And as you can see, I am at Hobby Lobby today, and there are a couple things I want to look for. I'm looking for specifically some twiggy branches to decorate with, especially for fall. And so let's see if I can find those there. Here is wishing me luck to do that they're not sold out. I know those things sell out pretty quickly, but here we are at Walmart, or Hobby Lobby. I just left Walmart. But now I'm at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to look for those branches, and I'll take you along and show you kind of what I'm looking for, as long as they have it. So let's go take a look. So I did not get the stems, the twig stems that I was looking for, but they do have them. They're limited, but I will have to come back when they're on sale. I don't want to pay full price for them, especially because we all know Hobby Lobby, every so many weeks those things go on sale. So I will just keep an eye out for it, and hopefully I don't miss it the next time. But I did get 2 rugs for, you know, the layering rugs for out on my front porch and my stoop. I usually get 2 of those at a time. They were 40% off, so I will put those out on my, you know, again, out on my porch and my front stoop. And then I got a tube of, it's the bulletin board paper, because I'm tired of the one that I have to look at every day at work. So I'm going to switch that out and get that, you know, brightened up and a little more cheerful. So that's it for today. I think I'm gonna go stop at the cat rescue, and I'll let you know if I find anything. I found some really good deals at the cat rescue. I'm excited. I definitely want to share those with you. Plus I have a few things from a yard sale from before, from last weekend, that I haven't shared with you yet. So when I get home, get situated, I want to share all my good finds with you, because I'm excited. All right, I'm back from running my errands today, and you know, because you watched this already, but you know that I had to stop at the cat rescue. It wasn't planned, although that seems to be the gist. I usually stop in there several times a month, and they're never planned, of course. But anyway, I want to share with you some of the really cool things that I found there today. Before I get to that, I do have 2 separate, well, I'm going to show them here, but I went to 2 different yard sales on 2 different weekends. And so I want to share with you some of the cool things I found at those. So let me share with those first, and then I want to share with you what I got at the thrift store today. So the first, well, this is actually probably several weekends ago, I stopped at a yard sale. You know, it just happened to be, I was going to a job site where, you know, one of my husband's job sites, he wanted to show me something there, and there was a yard sale right, you know, across the street from the house he was working on. And so I got a couple cute things there. So this one, now this one, it needs cleaned up. This item, it's a hobby piece, but it's very vintage looking, but it's this carriage with packages and little man and woman on it. You know, it's very vintage looking. Definitely a hobby piece. $1. Definitely needs cleaned, but I thought that was cute. You know, I have some of these vintage pieces at Christmas, you know, with the brighter colors, and this will look cute in a little vignette with that. Then they also had 2 of these Pyrex refrigerator dishes, containers. The pink Pyrex, real Pyrex, with the lids in great shape. And I only paid, it's not marked, but like $1 a piece. So like $2 for both of these. Can you even imagine? Can you even imagine that? That was like, come on, no brainer, because it's so cute. And then at that yard sale, this just made my whole summer, the whole trip, the whole, you know, thrifting of all thrifts as far as the last few weeks. But I found this vintage little, I call them communion cups, but it's a little Santa mug, has the Japan, if you can make that out, Japan stamp on the bottom. Can you see? 25 cents for this little mug. I saw that now, then I was like, okay, immediately I yanked it up, especially for $1. So cute, like this just made me so happy. And again, now you can kind of see the brighter colors, how they work together. I don't have a lot of bright colored Christmas, but I do have a few of these type of vintage pieces that I really like. I like the nostalgic feel from them, so I do decorate with them. I bring them out. I have a tin over here full of all my precious little vintage pieces. And so that's gonna be so fun to decorate with, to add those to what I currently have. So that was several weeks ago, that yard sale. Last weekend we stopped at a different yard sale. We don't necessarily go, you know, specifically yard sale after yard sale. So if we're out running errands and I see one, I will stop. And so it's all, you know, it's almost always hit or miss. You never know. Sometimes we just do like a little drive-by. Do you all do like a drive-by? And if it's like, say we don't have any babies in our family. So if it's a bunch of children's clothes and things like that, we just kind of keep on buzzing by. But this next yard sale, it was at a house that I've always just adored. It's a brick Cape Cod. I love Cape Cods. My husband and I both do. So we're like, we definitely need to stop. If nothing else, at least just we could see the outside of the house a little closer. But we stopped there and there was a few things. So in the free bin, they had this New Testament. I think the copyright is, let me recheck it. I think it said 1960. Yeah, 1968. So my husband was born in 69, so that's kind of cool, a year older than him. It's not like really old or worn out or anything, but it's a pretty brown, and it'll look cute with my other Bibles kind of stacked to blend in with those. At the same yard sale, I found this old book. They had some old books. They were 50 cents, or I think it was 50 cents. This old time song hits. So cute, like they're very old. And so it just is a songbook. Just lots of old songs. Some graphics in it. I don't know if this has a copyright. Yes. Copyright 1935. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And at that yard sale, I got these 2 placemats. They're park designs. They'll be really nice for fall. Now, I don't know that I will use these for placemats. I'll probably use them more like a dually or back-to-back, like a table runner. But I paid 50 cents for each of those. Got 2 of them in good shape. Beautiful fall colors. I love them. So nice. Smell like cologne. I just now noticed that. That's kind of interesting. Okay, then a separate yard sale even more weeks ago than the first one. I found this rug. The red and white and blue, primitive, you know, colonial type rug. I paid $3 for it. And so I mean, I could use this for an actual rug, but I will likely use it in my, you know, for my patriotic decor. Sometimes I like to put those on the middle of a table or an old bench or something, you know, just for decor. You know, kind of to bring the color together. And then I found this flag. I love flags. They're kind of pricey, and so for $1 for a brand new one, live, laugh, and love, primitive for outside. Definitely snag that one up. And now that brings us forward to the cat rescue from today's haul. Let me share with you what I found there. I got quite a few items. The first of which is this little bag of candles. And what I want to do, I don't have, you know, I don't really decorate with white. So what I want to do is grubby these up. And see, like this one is kind of partially melted. You can kind of see the lumps. So that'll be nice to grubby. It'll just make it look even more grubby, I think. But for 50 cents, I want to use these to craft with. I want to try some rusty crusty techniques, some grubbying techniques on these candles. And so if it doesn't work out, then at least I only paid 50 cents for them. But that will be a upcoming craft project, because I also want to kind of grubby up some of my battery operated candles as well, because I don't like the white, the bright plastic looking look. So I want to kind of see if I'm able to give them an upgrade in looks. Okay, then I found these two vintage postcards. There's no stamps on the back as far as, you know, I don't know what year, but aren't they gorgeous? So they're like a puffy print. You can kind of tell. So these will be really pretty, especially in the spring, to put in like the flower frogs to decorate with, tuck into little baskets and boxes to decorate. So yeah, they were $1 for each of those. I found this cute little clock. No, I don't think it takes a battery, so I don't think it's super old. This is, you know, a brass handle. It's mostly plastic. And you can see I paid 50 cents for it. And it says quartz. I thought it was cute just to kind of tuck in. I like the look of it. So, of course, you know, I'm like a sucker for these 50-cent pieces. These pieces that I get for 50 cents. It seems to be like the magic number. It's like cheap enough that if I think it's even remotely cute, I can afford to, you know, pay 50 cents for it, even if I don't use it and end up redonating it back. The problem with redonating things back is that I need to remember not to rebuy them again. I've done that before. Maybe I have. Yeah, I have. And then I found, these are so cool. These candle rings. There's two of them. Gold and glass, but look at that pheasant. Not candle rings, candlestick holders. It's got like the little wheat grasses here, the pheasant, some gold trim. I thought these were so pretty. How beautiful are they going to look on the table this fall with a beautiful candle, a nice warm colored candle flickering with those candlesticks, and this may be nestled in. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. They're very dirty. Now I paid $2 a piece. It was $4 for the set, but oh, I'm thrilled with those. Definitely thrilled with those. And then I got another picture. It's a Colonial folk art type print. And it was, you guessed it, 50 cents. But isn't that pretty? Even if I just keep it for the summer, it has the little American flag and the bee skep. I mean, the colors are gorgeous if I want to use it now for fall, but I can also keep it for summer. So that was so pretty. I love that look. Then I found some butter pats. Now this first set of 4, it was $1. If you can see the print, it's a beautiful little light green and pink floral print. They're kind of chipped up around the edge. And it says the Munich in Australia is the stamp on the bottom. I don't know, these, pretty sure they're butter pats. See if you could see that one a little better. Let me get a better look at them. They're very pretty, very dainty. And as you know, I've been having trouble finding butter pats at the stores, at the thrift stores, at antique malls. They just seem to be either very pricey. Who am I kidding? I don't even get to see them for when I'm out and about. I don't even see them. Very rarely do I even see them. Now, so I did go ahead and get those. They're not my favorite, but I wanted them to stack and to layer, and they'll be fine. But I found another stack of butter pats, 6 of them for $1, but look at these. These actually make my heart sing. They have like this tiny, faint little yellow and like a bluish green floral print on them. Tiny little bit of scalloping. And they are like the W, trying to think here, it's hard to see it. H.W. Ridley stamp on the bottom. Mostly porcelain, it says. It's not ironstone, but that's the stamp. Let me get one that doesn't have a sticker on it. These are in great shape. I mean, one has like a stain, but I'm okay with that. These are just so pretty. So yeah, this stack of 6 for $1. Come on, they're so hard. Like I said, they're so hard for me to find, but I wanted them to stack. So now I have a nice little stack of butter pats to decorate with, and I'm excited about that. And the last, is this the last thing? Yes, the last thing I purchased anyway. I have one more thing I'll show you from the cat rescue, but I didn't purchase it. No, I didn't steal it. I just didn't buy it. But this little X-Lax tin, I don't know why I need to decorate with X-Lax. You know, other than the colors, again, are cute, you know, blend well with fall colors, but I just thought this was cute. So if I ever wanted it in a bathroom or in my laundry room on a shelf to decorate with, it's just a cute little tin. It was $1. I thought it was cool. Old little tins usually cost a little bit more than $1, so that's why I got them. And then this is what I got for free. It's because that's what the lady wrapped all my stuff up and put it in this cute canvas tote bag. It says, "Blessed is she who has believed," and that's Luke 1:4-5. But isn't that pretty? There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. So I'd much rather have this canvas bag than a plastic bag any day. So that was kind of a bonus. But everything is so pretty. I'm actually pleased with, you know, this is basically a month-long thrift haul. You know, kind of been building up and saving things to do one big video with. But I'm happy, I'm thrilled with what I got. I'm excited to decorate with the pieces now. Some things I'll put back, like the rug for summer, I'll put it in my bin, if you know, and store it away until, you know, it's red, white, and blue season. But everything else, and the Christmas things, I'll put back for Christmas. But I'm ready to start decorating for fall. And so this makes me really excited to really begin decorating for fall. I try to wait a little bit, you know, middle of August, but I realize also that you want to have inspiration for your homes. So I may need to start decorating a little bit earlier just so I can give you some ideas. And that's fine too. That's okay with me. Until next time, you are blessed, you are highly favored, and have a great day.